All right. So Hunt Podcast. Scott's in front of. Is this your first moment in front of the camera?
This is my debut. This is my big break.
You went from NPC to main character now.
Yeah.
I will say Scott probably has just as much knowledge of any of us in hunting though, because you've been with us learning it all. So and you get to kind of learn it by our mistakes.
Actually, while we're on that topic, should we go through before we discuss the rules of the list and the list? Should we go through?
Well, are you taking over the show?
Well, wait.
Wait. Oh, what is your name on the show?
Should we?
I'm just kidding.
Should we go through everyone's credential of why?
Why?
I mean, I don't have any credential, but I'm saying mostly you and Angelo, why we should listen to your lists.
Oh yeah, I like that. We might have 6 new people to the Mayhem Hunt.
Exactly.
Community because of being on Meat Eater recently.
I guess.
Hey, and also from that video, there was one guy that was just up in arms that we were shooting with a high heart rate and it didn't need it for whitetail.
I feel like what I said, I thought I really articulated myself well.
You did really well without getting too. We can't get too abrasive yet, because we haven't proven ourselves in the hunting community.
I was really proud of it.
I never said one time that this is the only type of shooting that you should do, nor is it the only type of shooting that I do. I just say there is some value in getting your heart rate in a higher position and making a shot. So we had a fun time at Meat Eater. We'll go ahead and, we talked about that on our other podcast, but some people might not listen to that. We had a good, really cool time. It was cool to see some of the faces that have been motivational or inspirational in my hunting journey for sure. Getting to meet Giannis was cool. Meet Steve was cool. We didn't really get to talk to Steve a ton. We were on the trivia podcast. But being out there, hanging out with Giannis, hanging out with that whole crew was a ton of fun. So Garrett and Adam and all those guys. So had a good time. Got to do some cool stuff, shoot and lift. You want to go ahead and take your comment?
No, not necessarily. I was gonna read a little bit of this just to
Yeah, the guy basically the premise was the guy that just thought it was absurd that we were shooting.
Well, there's not even
high
that
heart rate for whitetail.
This other one said, this is kind of funny. Remember that episode years ago when Giannis was talking smack about CrossFit, which I think that's kind of cool that he had an open mind to still doing it. Because
Well, here's the deal.
I don't know.
Well,
I've never seen the episode. He may have just been joking around, messing around, but who knows?
They do a lot of banter, which is fun. But here's the deal. Everybody makes fun of CrossFit. And it's fine to make fun of CrossFit, especially if you don't do CrossFit. And here's the deal. All we did with CrossFit was take every other fitness program and put it together into a cooler fitness program. It just encompasses everything. Powerlifting, Olympic lifting, endurance sports, gymnastics. And that's what CrossFit is.
It is funny to make fun of it. And it's easy to make fun of it because it's
it's easy to make fun
because
of
when you look at it, we talked about this on the Games podcast. When you look at it, you go, look at all these CrossFitters running a 5. I know it wasn't real 5K, but running a 5K, look how slow they are.
Yeah.
And then you look at how weak they are. When you're a weightlifter or a runner, but when you look at it from a CrossFitter.
Well, to that point, the hunt workouts are CrossFit, but it's taking the movements from CrossFit that apply to
hunting.
So it's not even, we're just talking about general strength and conditioning.
It is a general physical preparedness program. Or I guess that's what GPP stands for. The last CrossFit. P is programming. So general physical preparedness. No, I guess it's not. General, so it would be GPPP. GPPP. And so basically with Mayhem Hunt, with the programming, we have taken CrossFit. It is CrossFit at its base because we want to be ready for any and everything, but we know the demands of the mountain to an extent. We want to be as strong as we can physically, but then add in some endurance. We want to add in some grunt work, some odd object, because that's what's going to happen in the mountains. So,
and the difference, I think other difference of Mayhem Compete or something, or just the Mayhem cycle is that this is going to follow a cycle that's going to get you ready for hunting season. So you're going to peak.
You're going to peak in a hunting season.
You're peaking in hunting season in a different way, too. You're wanting to peak. I think we've talked about it before. You want your strength to peak right before almost, or a few months before, that we've built up all the strength you can, and then really just focusing on endurance.
And then you want to maintain some
and then maintain
through the endurance phase.
But it's a totally different season, and it's a totally different style of training. Kind of the same thing as your Leadville training. It's
almost identical.
It's a lot of the similar ideas.
It's it has cycles to it. It has it's an actual season. You're
progression.
Having the background of college sports. I was a strength and conditioning coach for a year and a half. When your guys need to peak and how to get them ready for the season. So that's where we're at. But all that to say, you wanted credentials, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've been hunting now for, really hunting, I would say for probably 15 years. I've been into hunting for my whole life, really, outdoors.
Ben, stop shaking your leg.
Doing that stuff. And then fitness. Been doing fitness for a long time, but exercise science degree, all that type of stuff. Competed in CrossFit for 14 years.
You've coached a bit too, right?
Coached a bit. Did some strength and conditioning coaching. Yeah.
Ben's fidgeting. That's
Angelo?
bothering me.
How can you hear that?
I
I
don't
can't
know,
even
dude.
hear it.
It's like
Hey, Ben, while you're at it, can you double check this middle camera's recording?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just weird
Sorry,
because the
guys.
light on the back on that one is on, but those two aren't.
Yeah.
All right, carry on.
sorry, I didn't mean to attack you, Ben. My credentials.
Yeah. Why should we listen to your home gym build out?
I've built 2 home gyms.
Oh,
Okay.
I've built 2 home gyms on a budget. 3 even. I mean, I wouldn't say I built this one. Like the one at work, I have acquired things and made it better, I guess. But at my parents' house, we built the gym when I lived there, and then I built a home gym at my house that I'm at now, which I'm still building. And so I can go off of kind of similar themes that I followed. So I think that might be more of a credential than
I'll go
than
ahead
like
and
my
say
fitness.
my gym building has been zero budget. I can do whatever I want
Fantasy
I know, but that's-
Factory.
and get whatever I want. And I would say that I didn't mean to like shut up, but I did mean to shut up. I'm talking. And so my gym building has literally been like, Rogue has been incredible. I've been with Rogue for 13 years now, and any and everything I've ever wanted to try, I could.
Yeah.
So that would be my
Oh yeah.
specialty is that
yeah.
I've
You've tried it all.
any and all of it.
Yeah.
So that's, I've never actually had to think about what anything cost from a gym perspective.
Yeah.
Like I've got a gym in my basement. I have a gym out here in the barn. I have the studio gym, and then I have the gym
And the
The gym
athlete
and-
facility.
and the athlete facility.
Yeah.
So
and then my hunting.
also, this podcast is not sponsored by Rogue Fitness. You're
Kinda-
going to get a
kind
lot of
is.
Rogue Fitness because it's the best company out there.
Should I talk about my fishing career? My fishing career led
fish?
into my hunting. I mean, I've caught a fish or 2.
Oh no.
No, doesn't matter.
I don't
Okay.
know.
No.
I can't fish. I want to. Like I
want to.
love
Dude.
the idea of it.
We went deep sea fishing. Not deep sea. We went like we went to like
want
big
to
water.
fly
I guess
fish is what I want to do. I think everybody talks about how you got to like stock up on
yeah.
the fish, and
I don't know. I don't know anything about fly fishing.
I don't know anything about
nothing.
fishing. Period.
When we went fishing, we caught 1 wahoo, but for some reason I had a really good time, and so my dad really likes to deep sea fish. So I've gone fishing a lot, but so I've fished.
Okay. Perfect.
I've hunted the last few years though, but
So
I have
you've
hunted
You've
the
gotten
last
really
few
big
years.
into whitetail.
Do I need that credential, like my hunting credential?
No, not really.
No.
Oh, okay.
It's more
All right.
fitness, but you've been out west one time.
Yeah.
And you didn't really hunt much. I'm just
I
kidding.
didn't really hike much.
You didn't hike
I
much.
hunted my nuts off.
Should we go over,
I didn't hike very much.
Should we go
Scott's
over
literally
Ben's
been with me
credential?
the entire time hunting. You grew up hunting a little bit too, so
Yeah, whitetail though.
yeah. But you've been in the mountains and
Yeah, yeah.
you hike a lot. We've hunted a lot
We
together.
hiked a lot too
We've
before
hiked-
we
we've hiked
hunted.
a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
We did a lot of nature walks.
Yeah.
Ben,
Hello, Ben.
Yes, sir.
your credentials.
My
Built a home gym.
fitness credentials or my hunting credentials?
Yep.
Okay. Basically, why is my input valued? Is that
Yeah.
what you're saying? Man, a few things come to mind. I went out west that one time.
Mm-hmm.
I know I learned a lot that week.
Your comment about how you thought you'd over prepared until the one day when we had,
Yeah.
because the first day all we did was sick 'cause I was sick.
Over-prepared.
But then from the rest of the week, you felt like we had prepared correctly.
Yeah. So yeah, fitness. Me and Scott, I hate stealing the Goggins term because I don't know. We stay ready. You know what I mean? Like we just do. We stay fit year round. But when we were going to that hunt back in September, I think for like 6 weeks, we made a pretty good push just to do Mayhem Hunt workouts, and so I kind of figured out what type of fitness it took that you would need out like in the
Mhm.
mountains.
Yep.
So I guess that's one thing on my list. I think another thing is I'm extremely unassuming, like when it comes to like how fit I am.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I think like
Not
toot
to
your own
toot your
horn.
yeah, I mean like
You are. I'll give you that.
I'll say it.
I'll give you that. You're like
the
Clark
amount,
Kent.
the
You know?
amount of time me and Scott have to put into the gym and
You're efficient. You're very
as
efficient.
you know, I went to the CrossFit Games. I know, like, and I know like a thing or two about programming. And anybody's listening, if you disagree or you think like you can beat me in something, just we'll have at it. Like, just reach out to me via DM. We'll figure it
At
out.
Ben K. Davidson.
Yeah, let's just start some controversy.
Third thing, I think it's probably about it. I listened to Daniel Boone for about 7 hours. The biography on Daniel Boone.
You listened to Long Hunters.
Yeah.
It wasn't technically a biography on Daniel Boone, but
Yeah, so I got a
was
little
in it.
history in my brain. So
it
but
was a
that's
good book.
about it.
Nice.
It's a good
I
book.
haven't killed anything,
haven't
but I
finished
went
it yet,
with
have
you
you?
white. Yeah, me and Dad fished a lot growing up. And then I
I
went
said you haven't finished it yet.
Huh?
Long Hunters, you never finished it?
and then we went whitetail hunting 2 times or 3 times. I don't
We
remember.
went here 3 times.
2 times, and then with
in
Angelo
Iowa.
those
Yeah.
2 times, and then elk hunting the 1 time, and I have not yet to go turkey hunting or duck hunting, which is what I really want to do.
We'll get you turkey hunting. Your fitness background is pretty good though.
Yeah.
Games, semifinals as an individual. So,
Yeah.
All right. With that, the lists. All right. So the idea was, somebody's listening to this. They want to get into fitness. They don't know where to start to build their own gym. Some people have access to a fully functional gym, and that's awesome. A lot of CrossFit affiliates will have most of this stuff, so you wouldn't even have to do that. So if you could find a CrossFit affiliate, one that, I think you should. I'm 100% a proponent in community and going to a gym and learning all the things and being a part of a community. So I would, if you're trying to get into some fitness for outdoors or whatever, I would start at a CrossFit affiliate. We have a list of Mayhem affiliates, people that use our programming. Awesome people. Everyone that we've dropped into has been awesome. So I would start there personally, learn the movements, get involved with the community, and then, in a couple months, we're looking at June, launching some programming for the hunting community called Mayhem Hunt, with different options, different scales, and all that type of stuff. And, you could do some of the stuff at home. A lot of those places will have open gym where you could do it. And so they'll probably have some access to some of this stuff too. So
Hang on. Were you about to dive into your list?
no.
Okay.
We're gonna go one at a time. I think.
I know,
through
but
it.
I'm starting to get self-conscious
So
on my list.
no, you just man up with it,
No, for different reasons than you think.
Okay. So we've compiled a top 10 list of if you were to build a home gym at your house, obviously, because that would be a home gym. If you were to build a gym at your house, what would you, if you have a hypothetical budget, we're not going to assume your budget. We're not going to assume anything about you, if you know what I mean. In this day and age, you're not allowed to. And so we're going to build what we would say our hypothetical top 10 list based on price
and wrong.
and way of importance.
Yeah.
So if you had a budget, this is what you would start with. This is the first thing that I think you would need, all the way down to the 10th thing I think you would need. That make sense?
I want to talk about my list first, not what's on it, about what I did with my list. I wrote a list for somebody who is going to be doing the Mayhem Hunt programming.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's the point.
That's the point.
okay. We'll see what happens then, because I think mine's going to be vastly different from your guys' now.
All right. Let's just go with number 1 on everybody's list. We did this for a little bit of banter. Nobody knows each other's list. We have price. Everything from our list is based off of RogueFitness.com because Rogue Fitness is the best company out there to buy your equipment. And if you disagree, I will fight you. Just kidding. So everything's listed. I went ahead and put prices on each thing. I didn't do a total price. And then I did an honorable mention.
Oh, me
/
too.
a preference. This
Yeah.
is something that I think would
Should kind of be on the list.
should kind of
but
be on the
yeah,
list, but
depending on who you
didn't
are.
fit.
Man, I
Um,
didn't do that. I wish I did now.
Yeah. Well,
I thought we were gonna do a fantasy list
we're
later.
gonna do a fantasy list, but I just wanted
No,
an
the
honorable mention. I
mentions
felt
is things that I wanted to put on, but
Yeah.
not everyone may want.
Like
Yeah.
thumb tape.
No.
Thumb tape is those are personal
Yeah, knee sleeves.
Yeah, you can't like.
So I shouldn't put shoes on my list.
No,
Come on.
no.
What about
Bunch of
underwear?
rookies.
I have prices next to all mine. Do
Okay.
you want to go over total?
No, I
don't
didn't
have
do a total.
price.
I didn't do a total.
Should I say what
think
mine
my
is?
list
Mine's the highest.
total was like $2,300 or something
Yeah.
like that, which I feel like is an incredible, affordable gym.
Yeah.
Mine
And
was
this is a pretty dang solid gym.
mine
All right,
was
go ahead.
$3,700, and
Yours
I'm
is high.
guessing mine was the highest. But we'll get to
No,
why
I
it
feel
is.
like mine's higher than
All right,
that.
all right. Without further ado,
Item 1.
item 1. I had, and I have two options because it's kind of personal preference. I had the Rogue plate carrier, which is $135. Which
Ooh.
at first I was like, oh, I'll go with the plate carrier because it'll be cheaper. Turns out it's not much cheaper. Plate carrier was $135, and I had 2 by 20 pound the cast iron plates,
Ooh,
so it's
this-
40 plates, which came to a total of $390. And then I had versus the Ruck 4.0, which is $255, and one 45 pound plate, and it was $420.
Okay,
so
so-
in my opinion, can I finish?
Sorry.
In my opinion, I would go with the Ruck 4.0 because you have a backpack, keep your stuff in, all that, plus the 1x45. If you were just going to do like, you could get by really well with just the Rogue plate carrier and the two 10 pounds.
Yeah.
You don't need the 20 pounds, and you could do a lot with that. So
Yeah.
it really is personal preference on that first one. Those are kind of like 6 one way, half dozen the other. But like I said, if I was to like, all right, I'm going with a Ruck. That way I can use it as a backpack. I can put the plate in there, all that type of stuff. And then I would spring for the like $20 or $30 like lap
Waist belt.
that keeps it from moving around.
Yeah, my first item was the Ruck as well.
This
And
is, I figured,
crazy.
would
I
be the
opted-
most like cohesive.
I opted
one.
for the backpack because you can, if you want more weight than whatever plate you decide to buy, you can
Yeah.
buy the 30 pound, 45
Exactly,
pound, whatever.
exactly
You can
so.
throw a couple 10 pound plates
Yep.
or
There's
other
a couple
items.
extra pockets in those Rogue or in the Ruck bags
Right.
to throw some more.
I've
weight.
loaded it up to 90 pounds.
Yeah.
I'm going, I'm that's not the first on my list, but I do agree with the
Oh.
Ruck. Yeah, I do agree with the Ruck idea because you can versus the vest
Yeah.
because of the versatility. I
versatility
guess.
of it, and you can use it for multiple things.
Yeah.
I know people are gonna be like, I could buy a backpack at Walmart for a JanSport backpack at Walmart
Well,
for
Yeah,
The
20
one
bucks.
thing-
But it's gonna fall apart.
Yeah,
You don't have
20
weight
of
like
them.
the Ruck. The Go Ruck bags
Made.
are incredible. They're made for that. They're doubled as a backpack. They're just.
I
they're
think the
pretty awesome.
biggest argument that would be someone that would say, hey, why can't I load my pack down that I already own
Yeah.
with weight?
There's just no way to secure it, but that's up to you.
I
You
guess,
mean the
yeah,
weight?
I guess you,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, and even in the Ruck, you have you could use plates. You could
It
use
could be
a
a
lot
gym
of
bag.
You
like,
could
use
do
it for everything.
you could get sandbags and fill them up and put them in there. Like there's a lot of different ways you could.
Yeah.
So the first thing on my list is a pair of dumbbells.
Okay, I like that.
A pair of
I like that.
dumbbells, specifically a weight that you can do 10 to 20 unbroken reps with. So, like, if I had both dumbbells, I could do maybe 20 squats unbroken with them, or I could do maybe 10 to 20 touch and go dumbbell snatches with one of them. Something you can move that's not too heavy, but something that's not too light, to where you could do like a lot of workouts with. Because I imagine you could do a lot. I mean, think about body. You have a lot of stuff body weight, and then once you add dumbbells in, you add
Yeah.
pretty good amount of.
I would agree with
stuff,
dumbbells.
so-
They're definitely high on the list.
Yeah.
They're my number 2.
Okay.
Go ahead, Ben.
Well,
Who's your number 1?
my number one is also the Ruck 4.0
Okay.
because
We need
you know,
like a scoreboard. Ding, like ding, ding, like Angelo's was different. Like just everybody's the same or different. Sorry, go ahead.
That's funny. You guys all the same.
yeah, it was
thing.
255 for that.
Yep.
And the same reason Scott said it's doubles a backpack and you can always add weight.
Yeah.
And I chose the 30-pound plate option
Mhm.
that you can get
Yeah.
with it. It's 120, making it 375 total. Because I was like, well, 20 is like where in
Could do
CrossFit
Murph.
world,
Yeah,
everybody
you
always
could do
uses
Murph.
20. But I was like, well, when we were actually in the mountains, I don't know how much my pack ever was, but I know it's not ever going to be more than 30 pounds.
Unless
it
you're
could be more
getting
than 20.
something out. Yeah, no,
My
I
new
would get
training baseline's 50 pounds.
that. That's your
So I
training
won't go
baseline.
any lower than 50 pounds on a.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty extreme. But I mean, like,
No, so my reasoning
for like
behind
the
it
average Joe,
is
though.
I've heard a lot of people that hunt out west, like they'll train with 50 pounds.
yeah.
We did a lot of
And we hunt out west,
Stairmaster
so-
workouts with at least 50 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did a lot with 20 too. I mean, here's the deal is if you're doing, luckily the last couple of years, we've kind of had a base camp. So 20 pounds is the max that we've had.
Yeah, you can go back.
I mean, maybe a little bit more. And honestly, a sleeper on the plate carrier is, you got a bino harness, you got stuff on the front,
Yeah.
so it does even out a little bit. So the plate carrier isn't a terrible option
No,
if you
it's
want to go
not.
that route.
And it's a little cheaper, right?
It's a little cheaper if you get the right ones. And like I said, if I didn't go by it's $135 versus the Ruck it blew my mind.
Yeah.
The Ruck was $255.
And if we're talking dirt cheap, you could still go on Rogue and buy like a pair of 10-pound plates.
Yeah.
And put
And
those
put it
because
in
we
there,
put
and
them
you can
in
double
those. You
those
could
up
do
for
that
something,
even.
yeah.
So
Yep. And a plate carrier.
Another item, and then we'll move on. That would be an honorable mention for me, but similar kind of would be the Rogue feed sack.
Feed sack's on my list later. So
Okay. Well, a feed sack kind of could do the same thing,
Uh-huh.
but the difference is like a ruck you can still do push-ups and squats a little
Yeah.
easier with. The feed sack you obviously have to hold on to it.
Yep.
But for like running, maybe.
Cool.
Number 2.
Number 2. Ben, you want to start with number 2? We'll do
Me?
the snake draft.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
I put a 150-pound sandbag,
Okay.
$95.
I like that.
I would say too that would apply to who you are too. So
Yeah, you
if
could do, like,
150 is like
100-pound.
super heavy, 100-pound or
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got
Continuing
both of
down
I've
the
got
list.
both of
Yeah.
those
I
in
chose 150 because
Well, 'cause here's the deal.
CrossFit world, it's
a 150 you could underfill
yeah,
to 100 pounds.
Yeah, true.
And it's
You can't
$5,
overfill 100.
$5 more for a 150
Yeah.
pound
Yeah.
sandbag because I have that
$5
later
more.
on
It's
my list.
crazy. Yeah.
So
Um,
I would agree with that, Ben. I don't hate any of these. They're just different priorities on mine, and I'll explain why each time. So.
oh, is this by priority list? Is this by
It was
priority?
like
all right,
like I said,
all right.
it
Scratch,
was
can I
like-
scratch mine?
no, you're fine. It's
Okay.
fine. It's a good
Which is by
answer.
price?
It's an acceptable answer. Like I'll
Okay.
tell you if your answer is really bad.
Yeah.
That was a good answer.
Rich is going to tell me later
Doesn't mean you're right,
that
though.
I have a really
Doesn't
bad
mean you're right.
answer.
Doesn't
Yeah,
mean
yeah.
I'm right. It's just telling you that's what I think.
Yeah.
Keep listening
This
if
is
you want to
also
hear
my
me yell at me.
podcast. No, this
Yeah.
one doesn't have my name on it, so it's not my podcast. Sorry. Go
This is
ahead.
my podcast.
Mine also is a sandbag, Ben.
Cool.
Either it was either the 100 or the 150, depending on your ability, or even heavier or lighter, I guess, based on your ability. Yeah, I don't think you need to say much there. You can squat it, you can clean it, you can lunge with it, you can do a bunch of different stuff with it.
I can get behind
Carries.
that answer.
The thing I like about the sandbag too is that it's odd object.
Yeah.
So anytime you're out west, you don't get to grab a barbell, you don't get to
No.
grab a dumbbell, you know.
Oh, you grab
That
a
being
bow,
said,
it's like
my
that.
number 2 is a dumbbell. And the price is dependent
on what
your weight.
yeah,
So like I
range is.
said a 35 would be 115, a set of 50s would be 175.
and the
and like-
70s are 240.
Same as what Angelo said, dependent on what you can do for reps.
Man,
Because
Scott, we are 2 for 2.
we're not going to be later, buddy.
Okay, all right.
We're going to differentiate.
I have dumbbells as well. I think what I like about dumbbells, you can make them odd.
Yeah.
You know, like you can do swings with them, you can do carries
Yeah.
with them, you can do like a sandbag. You can just, you can carry.
You're limited
you can carry
a little
in the front,
bit.
You can carry on your shoulder, but like the dumbbells, you can carry here, you can carry in the front. You
There's
can carry
so
on your
much
shoulder.
stuff you
Like
can do
there's
with
so
dumbbells.
much. Like dumbbells are probably everybody's so fixated on kettlebells on this planet. I think a dumbbell is way more versatile and better than a kettlebell. I
sure.
personally hate kettlebells and people who use No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm
If
just
you
kidding.
can only have one, a dumbbell is better.
Dumbbells way.
I
You can
think so.
swing it. You
You
can
can swing
snatch
it.
it. You can clean it. You can clean and jerk it. Where you can, like
Farmers carry.
farmers carry it.
If your gym has both, there's definitely a place for both.
Yeah,
but if you
are
can
gonna
pick
get
one, dumbbell.
I would
My
choose a
thing is you
dumbbell,
can't bench the kettlebells. You know what I mean?
I agree. You
You
can.
can.
You can do
You
the bottoms
can,
up,
but
but
you're not
it's not
going
the
to.
same. Or you can flop them
Yeah,
over.
you
can
can
bench them.
I've benched them.
Yeah, but
It's
it's not a dumbbell.
not the dumbbell.
Not the same.
Dumbbells just I think kettlebells are so cliche now. Like everybody
Yeah.
has in their logo a damn kettlebell.
Yeah.
So sorry.
It's true.
If you like kettlebells, it's fine.
We're gonna judge you. It's okay.
All right. Am I up for number 3?
You're 3.
Yeah.
The Froning SR1 jump rope. I think a jump rope is,
Okay.
we don't have machines. If you don't want to buy a machine, you can do a bunch of stuff with the jump rope. Actually, you can't do a bunch of stuff with a jump rope. You can just jump it. You can do single unders. You can get more
Cardio, you
advanced
can
and do
not have to run
and not have to
basically.
run.
Cardio and not
And
running.
it's $30.
Yeah.
That's a good jump rope, especially for a beginner. The faster you get, it might be a little bit different, but $30 jump rope, you can't beat that.
Yeah.
It's probably one of the easiest.
See,
things
this
that you
is
can do.
I threw the jump rope in with like the thumb tape and
Oh,
knee
really?
sleeve and stuff.
Really?
No,
It's
mine's
like-
on
it's
my,
a piece of
it's on my
equipment.
list.
Okay.
Yeah. Not next, but it's
All
on
right,
my
what
list.
was your number 3?
My number 3 was the Rogue Dog Sled.
I
So
like
that's
that.
the one that has the
Yep.
4
Yep.
different corners. You can. It's the same one we have at the gym. So you can hook a rope up to it on either side. And it has the middle pin. And to me, the sled has the most. Like if there's
the
one
most-
specific stimulus to like blowing up my calves and legs, walking up a hill for a long period of
100%.
time, it's the sled.
That's why I kind of put the jump rope where it was. Like, I think the calves are underserved.
Yeah.
It's like an overlooked thing. That's the thing that goes on me first. Like, my quads and hamstrings are 9 times out of 10, unless it gets super steep, fine. The first thing that goes on me
Calves.
is my freaking calves.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I found that this year my calves were fine the whole time because I trained them
Sled.
properly.
Yeah.
And I think the sled was a big
Oh, the
part
sled
of
is-
that.
I think the sled's one of the most versatile things ever. And we'll get to it later because we had this discussion yesterday about plates and putting plates on a sled and all that
You
stuff.
could put dumbbells
You
on
can put
it.
dumbbells on it. You can put a sandbag on it. You can do all these
Yeah.
things so you don't need plates. So if you're on a true budget, obviously, I'm going to go ahead and tell you for foreshadowing, a barbell and plates are nowhere on my list.
Oh, really?
Nowhere on my list.
You can
So
on
you
that
can do everything. It's
wow.
a big expense. Like, you think
Yeah,
about it,
no,
it's
it
a
is.
huge expense for plates and a barbell. And if we're on a budget, then it's not on there. So
on that sled you can unscrew the middle
yep.
the middle where you'd
Yep.
put the plates. You could plop whatever you want on it.
and hey,
a
what's
kid,
cool is you can
a
push
sandbag,
a kid,
a
you can
dumbbell.
push, pull it off, do some cleans, put it back on, push it back. You know, like,
Yeah.
so you could do that. All right. Angelo.
I'm okay. Hang
Number
on.
3.
Don't
Sorry.
No,
say-
no, no,
Don't
you
change
can't.
your
No,
list.
I'm not
You can't
changing
change
my
your
list.
list.
I'm not
No
changing
way.
my list.
Yes, you are.
I'm
I
No,
see
no,
you
I'm on.
typing.
I'm on Rogue's website. Hang
I
on.
see you fat
I'm,
fingering
I'm,
over there.
I'm
Come
sticking
on.
to my guns.
No,
Rich and I
I'm
are going to
not-
disagree, and
not
I'm going to
changing.
embrace it.
You need to leave.
But it's not. But it's not. Okay. So what made you choose the dog sled?
Stop.
What? No,
just
just be a man
say your
and
list.
just say it with your chest, man. Just
Hey,
do
Angela,
what you
we,
have.
we might agree on this one. I think I know where you're going with this.
Just
He's
say
get-
it.
Are you going to
No,
say the
this-
alpaca sled?
No.
No, just
No.
say it.
That's what.
That has nothing.
That's
I'm
what Ben
just
wants to
arguing
say.
with his point. I'm not
Oh.
arguing. I'm not like I haven't. This has nothing to do with
We
my
don't want
third
fact
choice.
checked. Come on. What
My
was,
third
what was the
choice-
dog sled price, by the way? Sorry.
It was $295.
Okay. all
My
right,
third
so
choice
I'm good.
is the weight vest or ruck that you guys had first. Same thing. It's
all
like either weight vest, which is cheaper, ruck, which is a little more expensive, more versatile. We already talked about it. So
All right.
that's my.
That's
third
in your
thing.
number 3, huh?
Yep, that's
Okay.
number 3.
All right, I need the floor for a minute here.
All right.
Can I?
You have the floor.
All right. All right, my number 3 was also a sled, but I
Okay.
chose the Rogue Slice sled
Yeah.
because it's $100 cheaper than Scott's, right?
Man.
The pin, I had this sled at home. Thank you, Rogue. I bought this after the games with our gift card because it
Yep.
was like, I was like, what's the best piece of equipment I can have at home? And it was this sled because, like I said, the pin, it like goes up or down.
What
And
do
I
you
didn't
mean
put
the
a barbell
pin?
plates on mine
Where
either
you put the plates.
because like I look at all our hunting workouts, we don't use a barbell, like maybe 1 out of every 15. And the slicer sled for $20 more, you get the straps. So I had to put that, or $25, so it's $220 total with a 16-foot sled strap that you can do more stuff with, right? Like pulling or
Pulling.
whatever.
Yep.
Wrapped it strap. I've actually tied mine around my hips and like pulled it too.
Mhm.
But the pin you can push over, and then in my mind, I have dumbbells on my list later on. You could put
Yep.
the dumbbells on it and your
Sled or
your sandbag.
sandbag.
Is that
and
one
you have
wide
as much
enough to
weight as
do
you're ever
that?
gonna push.
That one's you can fit that stuff on there.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey,
I have
I'm
this at
starting to
home.
hate
I've
my
literally
list the
at
more
home,
we talk.
I do this. I have a 100-pound sandbag and I put it on the sled.
That's
Can-
your number 3. Correct.
That's my number 3.
Can
is the
you
slicer sled.
only push that in one direction? You just have to turn it around.
You have to turn it around.
Can I
the
change my
minor
minor,
thing
list?
about
minor
sled.
inconvenience. you
No,
know?
I'm just-
I agree. Well, because
I'm
you're
at-
gonna have to. Here's the deal.
I'm asking genuine
If
questions.
you don't have to spin it on the dog sled, if you don't want to have to spin it, you have to buy 2 extra upright posts.
It doesn't come
Yeah.
with 4.
Oh, you can
2.
pull them out.
Yeah, that's true. But sometimes they get
Yeah,
stuck.
they get stuck.
So, all right. Actually,
Yeah, that's
Ben,
a-
you're up
again.
on number
That's
4.
a good call, probably, Ben.
$100 cheaper.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
for the
Snake.
budget.
Snake draft.
Perfect world though. That one.
Yeah, dog sled with
Yeah.
4. That's great.
I like your choice.
Thanks.
All right.
You
Ben.
go again though because
We're snake
Oh,
draft.
We're on
number
four.
4.
Down,
We're on number 4.
Down and back. Next on my list is a pair of 75 dumbbells, 75-pound dumbbells.
So you just moved dumbbells. I like that. Wait,
right,
did you already
so-
have dumbbells earlier, just a lighter weight?
No.
no,
Okay.
I have not had dumbbells.
What made
yet.
you want to? What?
All right, so here's my logic between the
Trying to be a
75s.
power
And this is
lifter.
for me, right? I'm just thinking of like
For you.
like a weight that you can move. You said like 15, 20 reps. I'm thinking like lighter reps. Because so originally I had a pair of 75s and a pair of 50s, but I was like, well, for budget, like you're gonna want to bench press, so I have to put a bench on here, right?
That's cheating
So-
if you put 2 sets of weight dumbbells.
So
on the
well,
lift.
so I put one pair. So that's
Yeah.
why I changed it. I went to one pair of 75-pound dumbbells because that weight I can still squat that. I can bench it. I can deadlift it. And for farmers carries, it's better than 50s. And for the sled, like it's more weight you can push on the sled.
I would
if you
just
want that option.
Yeah, I would caveat that with where's your fitness at? Where's your
And
strength
dumbbell
at?
snatch. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree.
I mean, even like that's a heavy push press for dumbbells for me, but like I gotta do it.
Yeah.
You know.
I like that.
So that's the logic behind
Yeah,
those.
Ben, we're pretty close. Go ahead.
Can I change my list at all?
No.
I don't
You
like
have
it
to live
now.
with it. I know.
I hate it now.
This is just hurting your credibility in our community. So
Okay.
Go ahead.
No, not yet. It will later on, but it's gonna be like you're an idiot because I feel like
I
one.
love it.
So number 4, a pull-up bar, just a wall-mounted pull-up bar.
Cool. I'll get that later on.
I think like I have one at my house, we have one at work, and
Pull-up bar is great to have.
yeah, just
We do. I mean, we for hunt programming, we probably won't do a ton of kipping.
no, but
I probably won't do any kipping, honestly.
Yeah.
It'll probably be a lot of strict.
But
we
yeah,
do
I
a
think
lot of
strict
pull-ups
pull-ups. I mean, think about if you're bow hunting, a strict pull-up would really help you. I mean, I understand that it's not the same plane as pulling your bow back,
any
but having
strength you can
back
have, upper
strength
body, yep,
for sure
agree.
helps.
I agree. I don't hate it.
Even just
Um,
hanging.
What do you have? Which version?
Just the
There's a ceiling mount and then there's a wall mount. So it's just really gonna depend.
and
They're both $130.
That's
the
depend on your
ceiling
setup.
mounted one can be mounted on the wall though.
Oh, okay.
It can do both. I have the ceiling mounted one at my house.
Yep.
I think it's
$130.
I think it's a little safer to mount it on the ceiling, but I think it can do just fine mount on the wall too. So you can do both with that one. That's the one I chose. But yeah, it depends on you. And then there's the overhead door one that you can do.
Yep.
If that's all you have, then that's
What
also
you gotta
fine.
get.
So
because we're gonna do a lot of strict.
My next is a sandbag, the Rogue Strongman sandbag.
Alright.
So 95 pounds if you get the
We're close.
$150.
$95.
One off.
Sorry, $95 if you get the 150 pound.
Yep.
Same reasoning Ben said.
And yeah, we didn't account for what sand would cost, but it's not cheap. Or you just go steal some from a
You mean
quarry.
not
If
expensive.
you
What I
I said
said.
not cheap.
Oh, sorry, not expensive.
Yeah.
if you go to, I haven't tried this, but if you go to a hardware store, Lowe's, Home Depot, something like that, and the bag is like visibly open, I think they give it to you half off. So it could
Cut
be
it
like
before you buy it.
what?
You think cut
No,
it before
I'm
you
just
Microsoft
buy
went
saying,
it?
down
like-
3 points.
I'm just saying you like go pick it up and like you're like, hey, this one has a rip in it and it's like pretty much full. I don't know if this is true or not, but I saw a video once and I saw this. Like if it's
Saw it on the
kinda
internet. It's gotta
open.
be true.
Yeah, they usually do. They'll discount it.
or you could fill it with concrete, and as you just leave it outside, and every time you do it, it just gets heavier and heavier
Or
because it
breaks
gets
through the bag.
waterlogged.
All right. So number 4, I had the Rogue Slice sled as well. $195. The 16 foot straps were $25. So you're $220 in on an awesome sled. Like I said, if you have unlimited budget, then the dog sled with the 4 posts that we don't have to worry about. The worst thing you ever have to do in a workout is spin a sled.
I love how Rich is like, if you're on an unlimited budget, like I spent $10,000 to put my sled on the list. Oh, if you have $1 million to spend on your home gym, you can get the dog sled.
I don't understand the problem here. Why are you so angry? So I have the Slice sled. It was cheaper. It was $100
Do the straps
cheaper.
count as the same item?
No, it was $25 to add on the straps.
Oh, I got you.
I already said that, man.
So is that your
Listen,
5?
That was my number 4.
The
I'm on-
strap
yeah.
are the straps and the sled in the same?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
like
I would do that too then.
The add-on.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean,
okay.
I would count that as the same, like add on
Gotcha.
$25. If you don't want to add the straps, don't add the straps.
And a waist
You
belt.
could still walk
It's
backwards
the
with it.
the straps. I think is a waist.
No,
strap.
it's over. It's shoulder straps.
it's-
Looks like.
Oh, but you can tie
They're
them,
handle,
right?
yeah,
He
but
ties
like I
them.
said, I just tied mine.
Yeah.
And I put it
Yeah.
on my waist. I did
Yeah.
that one time, but
Yeah.
I did
Or
it.
you just get a carabiner.
That's a good call.
Yeah.
yeah.
The waist belt.
Man, I think heavy sled dragging is some of the best accessory work you can do and some of the best stuff you can do for the mountains. I know
So
pushing
hard.
is awesome. It's great, but man, it sucks pulling a sled.
And
Because it puts the
backwards for
angle on
downhill.
you.
Backwards
It like
and-
puts the
man,
angle
a
on you
sled
like you're
is-
walking
yeah,
uphill.
Exactly. All right. Number 5 for me, strongman sandbags. I had the same thing.
My 5 was the Froning
Nice, there we
SR1F
go.
speed rope.
All right. I like that. Yep. We've already belabored the sandbag versatility.
And
Go
the
ahead.
speed rope.
And the speed rope. What do you got? Anything different?
Yeah, I do.
What?
Set of rings.
Oh my gosh! What you CrossFitter? Will you keep going?
Hello.
What?
Why
Ring
you gotta pull? You
push-ups?
got a pull-up bar? What? Bench? Regular push-ups? Why? Come
I
on,
don't
man.
know.
Rings?
Dips,
Yeah, I could see that.
rows.
You could row.
You can row with the dumbbells you already bought.
I mean, I don't hate
Rings
it. I
are
just
cheap,
like,
though.
they're
You
cheap.
guys have a freaking jump rope in your top 5. Come
jump
on.
rope is awesome.
Rings are
Come
cheap.
on.
Rings are cheap.
but it's just not like I don't see it as a
$95.
like a.
I'll give it to you as a good item.
I like the.
I'll give it as like a 6. Like out of 10, It would be a 6.
Oh, well, it's 5 out of 10 for me.
No,
so.
I'm saying like no, I'm saying rating, not like where
It's not
at.
horrible, but it's not
Nah,
great.
Yeah, I don't love it.
Okay, I do.
All right, go ahead, Ben.
Mine's the wall-mounted pull-up bar.
Nice.
I think gymnastics is
Yep.
just, there's a place for it.
I get it. All right, Ben, you're on to we're on to 6.
Yeah. I put a wall ball.
Med ball. I like that. Med ball.
Sorry, yeah.
It is not a wall ball until it is
You
used
throw
as
it
a
at the
wall.
wall. Yeah.
Fun fact: when I was making my list, I put med ball on it, and then I took it
I
off.
took it off. Same thing.
I ran out of room for it.
Well,
You guys are gonna
that,
wreck
and I
me
just
here in a
like
minute.
you can use a dumbbell for a lot of stuff that you can use a med ball for,
Yeah.
except for wall balls.
Unless if you get 75s. You know what I mean?
You get
So
70
that's
if you're
that's why.
Yeah,
So,
no, I'm not like I didn't
tell
mean to
us-
like poke hole in. I do like a med
Yeah.
ball. You can do some stuff, and I think it is like if you're basic into fitness and just getting into fitness, you can use it as a sandbag to carry. You
Yeah.
can use it, do some front carries.
Why did you put it on
20?
your list?
You got a 20 or 30?
20.
20.
Just because, like the cardio of it.
Yeah.
Like just looking
A
at my
wall
list,
ball,
like
a squat, but
and like think about how sore we got from doing 100 the other day. Like everything else list, like I can't really duplicate that unless like maybe one dumbbell squat or
squats.
something with the
air
75.
squats or
but-
thrusters with a dumbbell. You
Yeah.
can do.
It's a good item.
It's a
just
good.
yeah.
I don't hate it. I just, if I'm going with importance, it's not on my. It fell off my top 10 after that.
That was
Sorry.
your number 6.
Sorry.
That was that was 6.
Number 6, I have barbell.
Wait, did Ben go twice?
No, Ben has to go. No,
Did you go twice?
I did. Oh wait, no, you're right. I have to do the next
oh,
one, right?
Ben.
Sorry.
that was 5.
So
Now you're on to 6.
Wait, 1, 2, 3,
You went
4, 5.
wall-
No, I did wall mounted pull up bar for my 5.
Oh,
Oh,
you're
yeah,
right,
yeah,
you're
yeah.
right.
Then you came back
All
with
right,
the wall ball.
let's hear it.
I have barbell, specifically the stainless steel Ohio bar.
By far the best, most versatile bar
Yeah.
Rogue Fitness makes
Well, I'm
is
thinking
the
of
Ohio
somebody-
stainless steel bar.
I'm
Best
thinking of
bar,
somebody
bar
who's
none.
gonna
Sorry.
be like using it on
you
their
can,
driveway
you can
and
clip
stuff.
that for later.
I'm thinking about somebody who's probably going to be taking their barbell outside, like to their driveway or out in the road or something.
I
like
don't
that,
hate the
out in backyard.
barbell on the list. I just don't
Try to
see a
avoid it.
huge need. I mean, a lot of people already have a barbell.
Yeah.
But it's just such a huge, like if you're building a gym and you're on a budget, like it's
Yeah.
emphasized
Why did you put barbell on the list?
because he likes a barbell.
Yeah. I mean, I like using a barbell. Actually, I think
What are you gonna do if you don't have plates? How much is the cost of a barbell?
370.
$370. That's more expensive than anything.
The Rogue Ohio barbell is $295.
But I did the stainless steel one.
Oh,
because,
gotcha.
Because of yeah, it is more expensive, but I feel like it's important. It's an expense you can afford if you know what I'm trying to say. Like,
Barbell's
it's
on
worth it.
barbell's on
It's
my
worth
list
it.
later. So should I give my reasoning later or now?
No,
No.
later.
No.
Later, okay.
Yeah,
Because-
barbell. Sorry. Yeah, there's not much you can do with just a barbell.
It's actually almost nothing you can do.
Yeah.
I mean, you can.
I mean,
a
you
ton
can
of-
do
I'm just
empty
kidding.
barbell stuff,
But-
but yeah.
But dumbbells you already have on your list, right? So you could do everything you could do
But I will
Wrong.
say I wanted to put
without plates.
No, sorry. With
See?
plates.
Okay.
I
So
wanted
then
to
you add
put barbell
plates.
plates as one thing, but I
But
know
plates
that's
are on my
can,
list too.
That's
but
cheating.
that's a big expense. That's the hard part for me is like
yeah,
bang for your buck,
yeah.
versatility, all that is supposed to be
Hey,
included
and this
on the
isn't
list.
even where my list is falling apart. It falls apart towards the end.
Okay.
Bad.
I'll get into my reasoning later. But my next item is not a barbell or plates.
But see, yours is later.
yeah.
Okay, so go ahead.
But my list, it's about to get expensive, all right?
Okay.
The next thing I have on my list is the Rogue Echo Bike. And the reason I put it here, it's $845.
$895 on mine. Oh, I have the V3. Sorry.
Oh, I don't know what I pulled.
I don't know.
So it's $845 or $895. The reason I put it here is because I think, to your point, the cardio aspect and the conditioning aspect is always going to trump the strength. And I think the Echo
You already
Bike,
have enough stuff previous
can
to
lift
this
with.
strength.
but the
With
Echo
some
Bike
strength.
is perfect to hit the legs, like the little punchy climbs.
You don't have to.
No, I'm
I'm
just
just kidding.
explaining
I'm
for
just
the
kidding.
people, you
Yeah.
know? And so I think if you're going to pick one machine to have, if you don't want to just run, again, you can just not have the Echo Bike and only run.
Only run.
But if you want to mix in a machine of some kind, I think that's the best
Well,
one.
and for weather and for
Right.
So
Yeah.
I think it's great.
It has the most crossover.
I agree. It's
too.
on my list. It's not where you have it on your list. I could see it being up there. I was trying to keep that expense towards the very bottom.
Yeah.
So, my next one is surprisingly cheap. It's the Rogue Jerry cans and the sandbags. The 100 pounds though.
Why? You already have
They're
dumbbells.
$20.
Oh. Okay. Yeah.
I don't know if that's right. I feel like
I was going
I
to put
don't
that on the
know.
list, but it was
I'll
kind of an
check.
honorable
No,
mention.
I feel like they're way higher than that. I don't know why it said $20. Maybe $200 actually. I
It's
think
a good
actually
item to
200
own.
because they're pretty.
Dude, if they're
You
20
might have
bucks,
looked at
you
your
can-
your
buy 'em.
athlete discount or something.
Yeah, I don't know, but $20 $20 doesn't sound right.
No,
because
they're
they're
100.
$20,
They're
$20.
115.
115. Okay,
Still
maybe it
good
was
price.
$120, but still, it's cheap
it's pretty cheap.
But why
And,
would
like,
why would you pick that if you have dumbbells on your list?
because 70s is the most I had. I put out prices for 35s, 50s, 70s. I mean, 70s are still $240. This is $120. What I like about the Rogue sandbags, those Jerry bags, are they're awkward enough. They move around a ton, but the grip, I sweat so much. They're like that
Yeah.
cloth grip. I don't have to
Soaks up a
chalk
little
up.
better.
And I think I've added them in as of late, and I really like those Jerry cans.
You can do a decent
I think
amount with
that's
them
a-
too.
And you could clean
them
it.
on the sled.
You could clean it.
You can
You
clean
could
them.
do, like
You
turn
can
them on their side.
Put them on your shoulder and carry them.
You can't clean those
Heck
things.
yeah, you can.
But
you
d-
can.
How
but
could you not?
I think you're wrong on this one.
I'll show you.
The only
I-
thing you only do two
Yeah, I'm
things
not
with
wrong.
Jerry
This
can.
is my opinion.
Yeah, I think your opinion's wrong
No,
because you
that's not how it works.
you
That's not
can
how it
only
works. But go ahead.
you can only farmers carry and hold those.
No, I'll show you, Jim. I can clean those.
I'll
things.
say it here.
Yeah,
I'll
you
say
can
You
Definitely
cannot
clean
clean the
them.
hundreds.
Yes, you can.
No.
Yes, you can. How would you? What do you think? You're
Clean-
thinking he's cleaning like by the handle.
No,
we're talking about a sandbag.
Lay it down
clean.
flat. Clean it up to your shoulder.
We're talking just like a sandbag.
But you can do that with a dumbbell or your sandbag you got.
This is number 6. I like them. I think they're great. This is my list.
if I
I'm
could
not
out of
shitting
you.
on your list.
In my opinion, you're wrong.
In my
Your
opinion,
opinion's
I
wrong.
disagree.
if I could expand my list to a few more items, I think it's a good thing to have on there.
That's a
but
good honorable
four,
mention.
four
Yeah.
carries, I'm not going to argue you can clean them.
You're not going to argue?
What? I don't
You
can't
think you
clean
can
them?
or can't?
I don't think you can if you want to, but that's not the best use of
No,
the
I agree.
item.
I agree. I just like the jerry cans.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I actually really like the jerry cans. More we talk about them, the more I like them.
I like them.
Because if
I
you got a
just
pair
bought
of
some right
70s
now.
and I have 150, because now I can put one on my shoulder. I can do step ups with it. I can
All kinds of
carry it. I can.
Like
You
you
do that
have a
stuff with your
sandbag to
dumbbell.
do all the things.
But
you
I have a
just said.
sandbag that's twice as heavy.
But you can take it out though.
Like, I'm gonna take the sand out every time I want to carry it farther. Are you kidding
Yeah, that's
me?
that's not a good argument.
It's a nominal, like $120.
No, I like
I like
this.
'em.
They're
So.
pretty. They're more
I'm
versatile.
not saying like it's the best. I just on my list.
I might
that's
even
what I
get
would like.
those before I get the
I think you could have
sandbag.
done
Really?
something else.
I'm not arguing it
more
being
I-
on
the
the
more I
list.
think
I'm
about it.
arguing the cleaning of them. I think that would be difficult.
Why?
think
Are there any here? Is there one out there?
There's
I'll
some
go
in
get
the gym.
one.
We'll go do it at the gym.
What do you mean you can't clean it?
You can. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm saying it's not what I would do.
If you have a
I think
70-pound
it's totally
dumbbell
fine.
and a 150-pound bag, though, you don't need a 100-pound can to carry to clean.
I like it.
So then you're never gonna use that jerry can to clean.
This is
Well,
what I'm.
but I'll carry it.
This is what I'm saying.
And I
It's-
can set it
yeah.
on my
Put it
on
on the
my
sled.
sled.
Yeah, if you're like, I'm never gonna use this again.
All
I'm
right,
gonna leave
that's a
them on
good
the sled.
point. That's good.
I like the jerry cans. The more
Can-
the last couple weeks I've been using them, I like them a lot.
You might be able to even if you got a big enough ruck, you could put it in your ruck and carry it.
probably could.
Scott.
Can I eat soup with a fork? Yes. Should I do it? Probably not.
All right, number 7. I have the Rogue feed sack, the 100-pound feed sack.
That's a good item.
I like those.
It is a good item.
Whoa!
This is
100
where
pounds
my-
feed sack?
My list is just-
How's that different from your?
It's $100.
Okay, but you
Have
have
you
jerry
used the feed
cans.
sack?
You have 3 different sandbags
I
on
know.
your
I like
list.
them. I think they're great.
But in 2 of them weigh the same. 3
don't
of them.
care.
Hey, wait, how much
I
is
like
yours?
them.
How much is the feed sack?
The 100-pound. You can get 50
Oh.
all the way up to 100-pound. I think it's great. You can
Well, then
carry it. You
100.
can walk with it. You can squat with it. You can lunge with it. You
What's
can do
the price?
It's the same $100
Shit,
for-
I'd go with the 50. I
for a
think.
barbell. Yeah, I mean you could. There's a 50, I think a 70 or 75, and then
I
there's
think
100.
the perfect, in my mind, is a 150 sandbag, based on your ability. I'm thinking about for me. A 150 sandbag, a pair of 70 jerry cans, and a 50 feed sack.
I like that.
No.
Why are the jerry cans
Have
the
you-
lightest thing? They're for farmers carry.
Oh, they're
Getting
70s.
The 70s. they're
You carry them
140
pretty
pounds.
far.
I'm
I mean,
getting
we're
angry
looking
now.
for like a
You
grunty.
can
We're
use.
not looking
Here's the
at you
deal:
to
is you
carry
can
'em
use the
100 feet.
dumbbells for your farmer's carry.
Yeah.
The jerry cans, I'm not saying are 100% necessary. I just like them.
I
They're
like
on my list.
I like the because have you done the Tabata feed sack? It sucks.
It sucks.
With the
It's
50,
awful.
it's awful.
It's awful.
If
It's
I could
awkward.
expand my list to like 13 items or 15 or whatever,
Mhm.
the feed
sack
sack
shows
and the
up.
jerry bag for sure on the list.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm only arguing with the
Ben's freaking
implementation
out.
of the jerry
All right,
bag.
all right, tell me this. What
It's
are
a
you going to do
great-
with a feed sack that you can't do with your 100-pound jerry can?
It's
I
better to
can throw it
run
on my
with,
back.
squat
You can put
with.
your hands in it. Like there's all
Well, you
kinds
can
of
do that
stuff.
with your jerry can.
No,
No, not the same
No.
way. It's almost like
it's a more comfortable odd object.
it's
if
like
that
a.
makes
I
sense.
mean,
like
it's
you want it odd
It's a
anyway.
more comfortable barbell almost
Yeah,
when you put it in
yeah.
your back.
Exactly.
I think
Break
that's
it out.
I'm
That
fine
is
with
so
that one.
wrong.
My
It's just so
next item is the Rogue flat bench, the most basic one. It's 195.
That was on my honorable mention list. I had it on there.
I could so this is my argument for it. So you can bench with it, but also I don't have a box or anything. So
Yeah,
I'm
you
thinking
step
like
up.
step ups.
Yeah.
You can use your dumbbells,
I
do
have
Bulgarian
the box
splits.
coming up, but it's just like it's
Dude.
more out of like
You can do Bulgarian split squats with it. Work
Yeah.
single leg. You can
I would
work
not do step
up.
overs. on
No,
that.
not step overs.
They like because
I
I've
don't
seen
like
too
step
many
over. I don't
videos
like
of
step
people like
overs. Period. I think it's a
too many
dumb
people
one,
like
but go ahead.
step ups might be fun though.
Yeah, step ups I think would be okay.
You
If
can
you're,
do the koala challenge.
I don't know what the thing you crawl around there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can do that,
And you can bench with it. So that was kind of why I had it on there.
and you can sit on it
yeah, you can.
in between sets.
What do
you
you
can-
have for number 7?
Plates because I had barbell and then I had plates, specifically the high temp plates. The
Could
10.
be a 45. Could be a 42. Could be
No.
a 48.
Oh, it's $580, but this is the set of 10s, 25, 35, 45. I think that was the,
I can get behind that.
I think that was the
think
best.
If we were to like,
Like when I was thinking about it, because I think that's $295 when you load it on, and
that's enough.
yeah, you can get up to. I mean, you don't have a squat rack at this point,
Mm-hmm.
so you're not going to be doing much over 225 probably, other than deadlifting.
Ben.
I did wall ball last, right?
Yep.
So I also have flat bench, obviously just for dumbbells, but I'm also thinking like bent over rows, and like
How are you gonna
You
bend
can-
over row on a flat bench?
He's saying single arm row, I think.
yeah, like single arm row.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was
Alright,
just
gotcha,
saying he
gotcha.
used the
lawnmower row.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
What sucks about that, I guess, is like
You only have 7.
and like Scott said, you could use it for step ups or whatever. But my next item is a box because the 20, I mean, obviously 20,
The-
24, and
The
30 inch.
versatility of the games box. You have the games box.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what
it's
that's what I
one-
have next. Actually,
It's
too.
125.
That's a soft one.
No, it's that
No,
one.
it's
It's the
this
wooden
one.
one. I mean, you can step up on it. You can jump on it.
burpee box jump
Burpee
overs.
box jump
Wow, you
overs.
sit on it.
With your, you could
he loves it.
dumbbell
White tailor.
dumbbell step overs.
Step over. Step ups. Just kidding.
You can do the 30.
What's
inch.
cool is you got the 20, the 24, the 30. There's a versatility of it.
Yeah.
We do a lot of steps, like lateral step ups.
Yeah.
Actually, are very beneficial, especially when you're going over blowdown stuff like that. So
And here's the thing. I think the best piece of equipment would be in a perfect world is like the stair climber, right? But you could almost mimic it with
Yeah,
that or your
yeah.
bench even.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
A
Yeah,
box is
that's
a good
like
item.
that's coming on the fantasy podcast.
Stair climber.
All right, what's your number 8?
The wall mounted squat rack.
I left because he
Why?
left.
just I'm not telling you you're wrong.
I was
That
gonna
was
say,
rude.
why
I'm
didn't you
sorry.
go with
Hey,
a
you're
Why
right,
didn't
you're
you
right.
go with the wall mount rig
that has a pull-up
that
bar?
has a pull bar on it?
What do you mean?
Why did you waste money buying a wall mounted pull up bar when the rig has a pull up bar on it?
All right. Well, I told you it was going to start falling apart. And this isn't even really where it starts.
Did you make this list on the way here?
Did you do your homework?
Yeah, I spent a long time doing this last night.
So you didn't last night? We've known about this
For a week.
Come on,
I've been
man.
working. But I spent a lot of time doing this, and I actually had Alex there, and I was running it by him, and he thought it was really good.
So
And
I
you guys
would
are
I would
picking it
argue
apart.
that you're wrong because you wasted a pick
Yeah.
with your pull up bar.
I felt like I
when
wasted a pick, but
99.
okay, so maybe I would just go with a squat stand.
No,
'Cause
you
it's
no,
cheaper.
no,
No, no.
Keep
I'm
this
fine
one.
with the
get rid of the
rack.
pull-up bar.
Get rid of your
the
pull up
pull-up
bar
bar.
because the
You already
rack
have
has your rack has a pull up bar on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or get the yoke that has a pull up bar on it.
Yeah, the wall
know?
mounted one is cheaper, but
Collapsible or
the
just the wall
collapsible.
mount?
I like the
mean, I
collapsible.
100% am fine with the rack.
Yeah,
And the wall mounted,
the
the wall mounted is
this.
incredibly versatile. You can close it like if you're limited on space,
So
but it has a pull up bar on
So
it.
given
Angela.
what you guys are telling me, I would take out my wall mounted pull bar and I would put the sled in that position.
Okay. All right. Now we can your credibility has
So
rebounded.
I've saved myself.
All right,
Mine,
we're on 8
I'm about
still,
to
right?
ruin it though.
This is where things might get a little hairy. My next item are bumper plates because I need them for my next item.
for your barbell.
So here's the
What are
thing.
you gonna do with bumper plates before you have the barbell though?
You can put them on the sled. I
And
know
you
I can
and you
put everything
carry
else on
them,
the
and you
sled,
can
but
do overhead carries. Like
I
bumpers are pretty.
just wanted to poke holes in.
here's the
his
thing.
in
I'm
what
gonna
he was
buy the
thinking.
last 3 items at the same time because they're all pretty
You
stupid
just didn't want
without
to be
each
the only idiot.
The bumper plates are very expensive. This is what gets mine so pricey because
Well, that's what everybody looks at. Like, oh man, build my own garage gym so expensive. If you leave out a barbell and plates, I mean, like I said,
Yeah.
$2,000 is really not that bad.
No.
well, here's the thing too. You can go
Mine, even if you take out the Rogue Echo bike at the end, mine's like $1,200.
Yeah, and you can go cheaper on the bumper plate. I opted for the 350-pound version, and that's going to just be based on strength.
Yeah.
So that option is $855.
What kind of
But
plates?
Whatever the cheapest ones are.
Echoes or the
They're cheaper than high temps.
The Echoes are cheaper, but I think that I like the high temps. If
I like the Echoes because you want to touch and go bounce, you little.
No, because I
Just
want to use them outside.
Oh, okay.
I think it'd be better. I think they're
get a
they're
piece of
meant to
rubber.
be used outside. Yeah.
But anyway, so that was my next item.
What are stall mats? Like $40.
Yeah.
I didn't even put that.
I didn't put that on my list.
Stall mat.
I think that's like a stall mat is just assumed.
Knee
Yeah.
sleeves, belt, same thing.
Yeah.
Jump rope. But you guys seem to add it to your list.
No, jump rope is not assumed. It's equipment. Stall mat's not equipment. This is an equipment list.
All right, you good with that?
Yep.
If you can buy it with change
We're on
you find on the couch, it's not equipment.
We're on 8. All right. I have also the Rogue Games box. We kind of belabored that already, but yeah, I think the versatility of the 20, 24, 30, all the things you can do with it, stepping up. Man, only thing I wish was there somehow you could bench off of it. It's just too wide.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like
On a corner, you can maybe go to a corner.
You can box squat to it too.
You
You don't
box-
have a barbell, but if you did,
you could box, but you can still
got
box squat
dumbbells.
with dumbbells.
yeah.
It's a little high.
What is
the
it?
20 is a little
Is
high.
he making a list for geriatric dumbbells,
Hey,
box
Hey,
squats?
I am. I'm there. So yeah, I do like the versatility of the box. I think it's super beneficial. I think versus a bench as well. If you do a bunch of step ups on a bench, you're going to ruin a bench pretty quick.
Yeah.
So, and it's $135, or you can go to the store and build one.
Yeah.
The plans are out
I have
there.
one that I built.
They're just a pain in the ass to build. Why not
Yeah.
pay $135?
They're not- yeah, they're
once
not
you're in
expensive.
lumber and all that stuff. Number 9, I have the Rogue garage. I have the P5V garage pull-up system. It's
Yeah.
$130. That was the one I think that hangs from the ceiling.
That's the ceiling
and
one,
you
yeah.
can get the, I think it's P4 or whatever. I for the longest time, that's all we had in the barn garage thing that I
Yokes
had.
to
So
squat on.
you could, I mean, you can kip, you can bar muscle up on that thing even too if you wanted
Yeah.
to, if you're still wanting to do some CrossFit style stuff. But the pull-up bar, I think pull-ups, I think upper body is under emphasized, I guess. And here's the deal: if you want to work out, most of the time your number one priority is to look better too. So, I mean, who doesn't want to
the
have bigger
upper body in,
arms? So
get a
let's get
pump.
some pump, you know.
My next item is a barbell, Rogue Ohio bar. And my reason for putting barbell and bumper plates, you can maybe chime in here too, but I think still running like true strength cycles far out, like let's say you're Western, if you're whitetail,
There's
whatever.
a benefit.
But if you're Western hunting, I think it's still important to run,
Building
like
top
build
of
your
strength.
squat, build your
100%.
bench,
The stronger you can be,
build,
the
and
better off you're going to be.
yeah, this way you can do rows, you can do squatting,
Squatting,
deadlifting, if
yeah.
you want to for some reason, like power clean, snatch, that kind of thing.
We'll still
Um,
have some of that stuff in there. Like I think
Yeah.
a hang
Yeah.
clean, some of that stuff is great. I don't know if there will be a ton of snatching. I think you can get the same benefit out of cleaning without the dangers on your shoulder. You know, like I think it's good.
Without
But-
having to warm up quite as much.
I
either.
still like feeling strong and
Yeah,
sturdy
absolutely.
for a pack out, and I think I can do that in the
Better.
like far out off season. I can build myself up so
Well,
that then when I go into the season, I'm able to work with
even
that
in
ruck.
season, I think there's a place for strength work.
Yeah,
More of a maintenance, but like, or just, you know, like if you're in between hunts, you know, for us, we'll hunt probably once a week, 1 week a month for 3 or 4 months. Like those 3 weeks off, you can still maintain some type of fitness and squat and keep those legs strong and sturdy. It's just going to help you if, you know, with other things.
yeah. So that's why I put barbell. But
I don't disagree
but
with that.
the only downside to the barbell and
expensive.
plates is the price.
Yep. If you
So-
don't have like a huge, you know, like if you could buy all of this under $5,000, which is still pretty cheap.
I mean, mine
home
came
gym.
out to 3,700
Yeah, and that's
pre-tax.
yeah.
Which, and I guess the best the best substitute for barbell and plates is to just build your dumbbell array.
Repertoire, yeah.
Yeah, you could get lighter dumbbells and heavier dumbbells. Start somewhere in the middle and just build on either ends of it. I don't even want to talk about my number 9.
Oh, what's your number 9?
Let's hear it.
A kettlebell.
Oh.
Oh, jeez.
A kettlebell.
One kettlebell?
I'm just kidding.
A kettlebell that you can do.
A kettlebell?
For what?
Yeah, just one.
You can do swings.
Let
and
alone-
you can do swings.
Let alone many kettlebells that
and
would
you can do
necessitate
swings.
a kettlebell rack. Wayne's World, anybody?
I don't know
Um,
why I put kettlebell on here.
what
I don't
weight?
know. I must have been delirious when I was doing this.
I mean-
should have put no. I don't
You
like
can
that I have
kettlebell snatch.
You can.
You know what
you
I
can
hated?
gobble
I love
squat.
Father Steven, great dude. Nobody
Loves
said.
kettlebells.
Well, he just posted that. Like right now we have a Mayhem Hunt note, which nobody's added anything
I
to
put
except
one
for
in
me.
there.
I didn't know
Steven,
I could.
Yeah, you welcome. Steven put one in there and
You
it
don't
had
wanna see what I put
kettlebell
on
snatches, and I was just like,
Yeah.
kind of puked a little bit.
Oh, it
No,
was
I'm just
running in kettlebell.
What?
He
Running
put
and
running in
kettlebell
swings,
snatches.
right?
It was
Oh, it was the
kettlebell
swings.
snatches and biker. I thought it was like
Biker, it was
8
mile
kettlebell
biker,
snatches
yeah.
double, which also is and I don't know.
Yeah, I have a kettlebell. You can squat it. You can do step ups with
I don't
it.
hate a kettlebell. Yeah, you can do a ton of like single trunk
Carry.
type stuff.
And it's. I also was thinking the same thing you were saying, like the jerry cans. Like I
Jerry
can
can,
carry
you can
it.
carry
I mean,
it, yeah.
I only have one.
I don't hate
Just
them.
for-
I
but
just like
you
giving people crap about them just
Yeah.
because they're so like, oh, you CrossFit? I do kettlebell swings, that type of
Yeah.
thing. That's the way it was kind of in the early
yeah.
days. I just
Everyone
every
is-
logo has
yeah,
a kettlebell in
kettlebell.
it. I just hate that. Like anytime Dre or anybody ever put out a shirt or like had a design with a kettlebell, I was like, nah, get that thing out of
no
here, dude.
kettlebell. All right, Ben. That's
It
have a
makes me
question
think of like toe shoes. Like when I see a
Yeah.
kettlebell, I think
Yeah.
of toe shoes.
yeah.
I have a question before I move on. Do you think there's any benefit to the Rogue, like those they call them like fat bells? Is that what it is?
Oh,
It's like a
grip?
kettlebell dumbbell
no,
mix.
he's saying when the ones in the middle,
Like
So
the ones
it
they use
goes-
at Rogue.
It goes
Oh,
around.
I haven't really used them a ton.
I think that's
The whole
similar to a
hands.
All
dumbbell.
hands, yeah.
If you're making a list of 10 things, it's too close to a dumbbell.
Yeah.
But if
I
you
don't know
want to
what the
go with
benefit would
those
be.
instead of dumbbells, they are similar-ish to a kettlebell. As well. I've not honestly. I've just
It's
not
like a
used
mix between the two. I
Yeah,
don't know.
I've just
They're
not
kinda
used them a
cool. I
ton.
Yeah,
think
they're
look
cool.
They
I don't
look
know.
cool. Yeah.
looking.
All right. Number 9, I put Echo Bike. The same thing, obviously, what you guys said. I struggled with this versus a rower though,
Mhm.
and then I thought, well, for like in the hunting world, I think an Echo Bike is just better. It blows up your legs harder,
Yep.
and like you can't really sprint on a rower like you can an Echo Bike. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And like get that pukey feeling.
Yep.
So
I
that's
can get a
where that came
pukey
from.
feeling on a rower, but yeah.
And my last but not least is the Froning SR whatever jump rope.
Nice. That's
$30.
That's our one.
That's our 1F speed rope.
Why?
Why?
You don't have to say why. We were talking.
Yeah, well, you guys already said why, but yeah, it's like really good conditioning. Like you said with the calves, like. And I did almost actually put the heavy Rogue rope on there.
Oh, that's a good one actually.
I thought that was good.
I like
but
that one.
the thing
because
is,
a lot of people, here's the deal: is a lot of people probably won't take the time to learn double
They're
unders,
just singles.
and so they'll do
You'd
singles.
that's
a
why I
lot
thought
more.
that
If
rope
if
was better.
you have no, that's a man, Ben. I like that one.
You can
Yeah.
do crossover singles with it.
No, we're not doing crossovers.
But let me
At no
let me
point
tell
ever
you-
in the Mayhem Hunt, I can assure you, will you ever see crossover double or single unders.
right.
So don't even think about it. Don't ask about
Don't
it.
get a beaded rope.
Well,
Don't get a beaded
if you're
rope.
gonna do mayhem on, don't get a beaded rope.
If you have no want to ever learn how to do double unders, you just want to do single unders, get one of the Rogue heavy ropes.
Yeah.
Because it is a good stimulus. Single unders, let's be honest, they're just not going to get your heart rate up. They're not the same. So if you're ever to do a jump rope or whatever in our workouts,
single unders with a speed
single
rope.
unders, yeah, single unders
won't really aren't.
they're not
That's
hard.
yeah.
Like even if you go fast, they're
Yeah.
not hard.
Yeah.
So I like that, Ben. That's
Yeah.
That's a good
Well,
pick.
and here's the reason I chose the Froning one is because
'Cause I'm
I'm
your
trying to
boss.
plug it into the podcast.
Yep.
No, I'm
just kidding.
no, but I thought about because that rope, it's not like our Evo ropes. Like it's not as fast.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
it's
so
more of
it,
a
like
beginner
it
type
forces
rope.
people to slow down a
Slow
little
down
bit,
a little bit.
which I think is better in the hunting world because I just don't think many people are doing double unders that are gonna be doing Mayhem Hunt track.
Right.
Which is why I think the heavy rope would be better, and those handles like they blow up your grip harder, and that's even slower than like the Froning rope would be.
Yep.
And then like for people who are more advanced, like us, like
Doing-
if you double under with it, like it's gonna
Sucks.
Yeah.
mess you up.
It sucks.
Yeah.
I agree. I like that, Ben. Good idea.
Thanks.
The last thing on my list was the slice sled.
Oh,
That's all the way down at number 10, man.
I said I would have changed it and put it where the wall-mounted pull-up bar was. There, and I won't go over my honorable mentions yet, but based on what we've been talking about, I want to change them, and we can go.
I don't have honorable mentions.
No, I want to put them in my list, is what I'm saying.
I
Like,
got
would,
you.
after,
We can do an honorable mention, like
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
after listening to everybody's, what you liked, whatever.
My last item is the Y2 yoke, because you could swap this out for like the squat stand with a pull-up bar, but I opted for the yoke because I felt like I could get, from the other items on my list, I could get the stimulus in my back that I need. But the yoke will work as a squat rack.
Yeah,
But I could also use it as a yoke.
You can carry it, and
Load
you
it
can
d-
push it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
So
can push it like a
and
sled. I
also
do
I
that
was
a
thinking
lot.
like you can do sandbag over the yoke. You can do step over the
Burpee
yoke,
over
like
the
it's
yoke,
well, like
type
it's
stuff.
blow
I
down.
burpee
You can
over
put
the
it up
yoke.
high and
Yeah,
step over it.
over-unders type stuff.
Yeah. So to me,
It's a
I like
slipper.
the use of a yoke for that.
I like that.
And you can
I
actually
just-
yoke walk with
I
it
like
and
the
build up your
over-unders.
midline.
I don't. Yoke walk just hurts my knee so bad. I don't know
Yeah.
why. I think
The
I
other
should
thing
try
you
to do
can
it heavy,
do
but-
is, if this isn't on my list, so I can't count it in there, but if you had bands or something, you could use that belt that you have
Drag
for
it?
dip belt. Well, no, I'm saying you could do kind of like a belt squat with like belt marches on the yoke, which you can do that with a rack too.
Yeah.
So that's what I used to do before I was at a gym that had a belt squat like us, is you just get really heavy bands and it has the same kind of stimulus.
I
If
have
you had 2 boxes. Never mind.
I have pushed yoke a lot, so that is something. you
Yoke
can
is pretty
do for
versatile,
sure.
yeah.
And then I've done burpees over it, and
Sandbags over it.
I haven't thought about the over unders in a while. I want to
Yeah.
start programming.
And
those
you can
more.
step for hunting specifically,
Yeah.
step over it for blowdown.
lateral
Yeah.
step overs. Yeah, I like that.
I have the Rogue Echo Bike for number 10. From what everybody said, it's the best piece of equipment machine. It's the best machine that you could use.
Yeah, I think
You could argue, like you said, the rower. I would actually argue instead of the rower, the bike erg.
Yeah.
Because one thing that we've done in the past is like crank the damper up on that thing, do standing, blows up your calves, your quads, all that stuff. And you can just kind of sit on it and pedal and do some like the Echo Bike. I've never found a pace that I just am comfortable at and could continue to do for a long time with the bike erg. If you got a
Yeah.
good pair of bike shorts, you could do that. So Echo Bike, 100%. It should be on the list, I think, if you have the funds to do it. One machine, I would go with the Echo Bike or the bike erg.
I think personally, gone are the days that the rower is the perfect machine.
I think it was
the
just
Echo
the
Bike
first.
is just.
I
I
think it
know.
was
I
just
think
the first.
I think the Echo Bike is just.
It's awful.
It's just so much. I don't know. There's no technique. Like rowing is kind of technique. There's
technical,
no technique, and any moron can do it. Like I don't know. I just think gone
It's
are the days that the
idiot-proof. It's
rower
dumb.
is the most important.
Yeah.
I think the Echo Bike.
Surpassed
me,
it, surmised it.
I think so too.
Surmised.
Yeah.
Is that the proper use of that?
No.
No.
Scott.
Surpassed.
Surpassed, but what's surmised?
Surmised, I think, is it seems like a devious thought to me. Like I surmised. Like I'm conniving.
I haven't even heard that word before.
Oh, I've never heard it.
I don't know the definition, but
About
that's
to look it up.
I think it's
Suppose something is true without having evidence to confirm it. I would say surmise was proper right there.
Yeah.
he surmised that the Echo Bike
No.
has
He
sur-
just did. Yeah.
I
he
just-
just-
No,
surmised.
I'm using it in a sentence.
Yeah.
Angelo surmised that the Echo Bike has passed the
Yeah.
rower in terms of
Yeah.
machine
Yeah,
usefulness.
so it's like to suppose something is true
yeah, okay, that's fair.
without having evidence to confirm
You
it.
surmised.
I surmised. That was
I
my
just-
first surmising.
I just used a big
I
word.
can't believe I've done that. I've
Ben
never done that
surmises a
before.
lot, like he
Yeah,
surmises
Ben does
a lot.
surmise.
Surmiser.
He's a chronic surmiser.
You are a chronic surmiser. So honorable mention.
Just go through your whole list.
My low.
Yeah, go through all the honorable mentions.
I just have one honorable
Oh,
mention.
I have a lot.
But honorable mention. Well, after listening to your guys' list, my back just locked up. On the top. Hang cleans, bro. I've not done that in a while. All right. I've got the Rogue flat bench. We've kind of told why. I think for upper body stuff, it's great. It is pretty non-versatile. I would argue that, you guys are like, oh, you can step up over it. You're going to ruin it. You can jump over it. But I think if you
Step up on it.
if you step up on it, you're going to ruin, if you do a bunch of step ups on that thing, it's going to break down. So that's just,
But in the middle of it.
still think it's going to break down.
No, I'm not saying it won't. But where my head goes.
Why would you not just grab a cooler off the shelf and step on that instead?
Sure.
So, that's my only argument to that. I do like the plates and barbell if we're, getting to that point. And then I like the yoke a lot. The yoke is a good one. If you can find one with a pull-up bar on it, strict pull-ups you can do a ton with. But I do like the carry, the over, all that stuff. So yoke, probably.
Well, you could.
Can you buy a pull-up bar?
You
that
could buy the
would go-
children's pull-up bar that pins in, yeah.
Oh, you could buy the children's pull-up bar.
Or the
But you're going
the
to have
tall
weight
yoke.
on there. Oh, no, I guess if you put it in the middle. But I
Yeah.
think they have
an attachment, probably.
No, I think they have, you flip it over. One side's a pull-up bar.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So you could buy that.
That'd
Yeah.
be perfect.
For the longest time in the barn at the house, I had 2 yokes and the wall-mounted pull-up
Yeah.
bars, and you can get everything done.
Yeah.
So I do like the yoke. So I would say honorable mention, flat bench. I would say I would move. No, you need a flat bench. Come on, man. We got to be able to bench.
Bench.
But I would argue it just doesn't have any versatility. But a yoke, I think a yoke is definitely a good one. Weights, barbell, that stuff.
If I were to put 5 items on my honorable mention, I would say this is not in any order, but a box, because I wanted to put that on. I just didn't have room for it.
Mhm.
Like the box you guys are saying, wood box or whatever. The jerry bags for farmers carry. Specifically for farmers carry. I'm not going to clean them. I would put
You
the
guys
feet.
are so up in arms, but I was thinking you could clean
I
this
don't
there.
think if I had, because I'm going to have strongman sandbags before I would have the jerry cans on my list.
Yeah.
You're probably
I wouldn't
not going to
clean
be
it,
cleaning them.
But I just
you
like to
could.
have the option of like, hey, I can go carry suitcase carries, regular carries.
I'm
Or
gonna-
if I want to,
Feed sack
Yep.
is my 3rd. A med ball is my 4th. And I forgot the 5th.
I like a med ball too.
because I went red when I thought about cleaning a jerry bag. What was my 5th? I don't remember now. It couldn't have been too important.
Yeah.
This is in no particular order. The Rogue, like the mat, the Dolomer mat, the individual Dolomer mat. I'm thinking of somebody working out in their driveway a lot, so that's why I keep saying these
I
things.
don't like those Dolomer mats, the thin ones.
Yeah, the ones we used to use for handstand push-ups,
Dude,
What are you gonna use it
just
for?
Use
The
a
Go mat?
just
Tell
get
me
a-
what you're going to use that for.
like burpees in the driveway push-ups.
Get
like
a
going
can't do
out.
burpees on the
$45
ground?
stall mat,
Yeah, okay.
You can't do burpees on the driveway?
and
My
the
knees.
stall mat you can drop
My
a bar.
knees. Your knees shouldn't touch the ground.
The stall mat you can drop a barbell or dumbbells
Oh,
on.
okay,
You
yeah,
can't
the
drop
stall
it
mat.
on the Go mat.
I
The
didn't
Go
even-
mat, I like the thick Go mat 100% for anything.
Everything else.
Actually, just for handstand push-ups.
Yeah.
But still.
Bouncing my head like a basketball. The box, the wood box, the jump rope, a second set of dumbbells, a heavier set. So
Yeah.
I have the 10 to
I
20
just have
reps.
multiple dumbbells on
Yeah.
there. I think they're great.
And then I put, actually, this one might be a little controversial, a climbing rope. But not just for climbing, because you can
Don't
hang it.
Do not tell me battling ropes.
Well, yeah, of course, but
I hate
no,
battling
no,
ropes.
you can put in the tree, and then you have the sled that you can pull the sled too. You can hand over hand sled the pull.
I like.
So you're
over-
going to climb up the tree multiple times to
I would
take it
argue that
down
you
to
need
put
the
it on your
100.
sled?
You need the 100-foot rope.
Yeah,
You don't
Oh,
need
yeah,
the
for
20-foot
sure.
rope. It's 20-foot rope to pull a sled is dumb.
But I don't know. Maybe it's just that I like climbing rope, so that's
Yeah.
why. Because you can hang it over
Just say
a
that.
tree. You
Just
don't
say
need
that
any
you
other
like
setup.
to climb rope.
I do
We
like
won't be
climb
doing a ton of rope climbs.
No.
We might program some in there, and you could alternate strict pull-ups with that or toes to bar. But
You know what else would be a good?
I don't know if we'll do a ton
I like
of toes
the
to bar
odd.
in there,
I like the
actually.
odd object grip climbing thing. I don't know.
You wouldn't necessarily need this if you had the yoke, but a good item would be something that could emulate jerk blocks to do burpee get overs
overs.
and sandbag overs. But I think the yoke kind of does that.
You could buy 2 boxes and strap
Yeah.
them together, but the yoke.
Yeah.
I do like box get overs.
Yeah, I do
The
too.
high box get overs.
48 inches.
Any honorable mentions, Ben?
Yeah, are we still being budget friendly with these?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. My first one is that plate carrier thing from Wilderness has.
Oh, the
it's on Rogue.
the sportsman thing.
Yeah, the sportsman thing.
Yeah.
Just because that you could, if you have plates and stuff, you
Yeah.
could load it up anywhere from
Yeah, I like
literally
that.
nothing.
That's good. I didn't
to-
realize Rogue sold those. So yeah,
Yeah,
the sportsman,
it's on the Rogue
Yeah, the
website.
sportsman pack or
The
whatever.
backpack
Yeah, you-
plate thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think you can put 245s on it, maybe.
Close to
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Yeah,
I think
so that's
so.
pretty cool. You can put whatever on it, and then I put bands.
Bands.
Yeah,
Bands are versatile. I
Bands
just
would
think
be
they're kind
good.
of like super cheap. You could buy them on Amazon, whatever.
Yeah,
Bands
I
you
mean,
need.
it's-
This
yeah.
is,
I
this
do a
is
lot
my
for-
argument about the
I
jump
do a
rope.
lot of movement
That's
prep
exactly
stuff.
my argument about the jump rope. You guys said it's.
But a jump rope is like something I would use in a workout. Like
But bands you do
bands
like
I
hamstring
probably
curls, bicep
wouldn't
curls,
do like
extensions,
but I would do
stretching.
accessory with bands.
Yeah.
A jump rope, I would argue
Okay.
you need it to do a workout. I mean, you could jump over things instead of a jump rope. It works too, but
Line hops.
Bands a warm up, workout, and cool down.
I wouldn't use
Do
it
it
really
right.
in a workout.
What are you
I
going
guess
to do in a
could
workout with a band?
Pull apart.
Darren has one
weighted
time,
squats. You could do like back squats.
100
with it.
ATYTs for time.
Darren does a lot of dumb things.
Dude, that would ruin you. I never did
100
it.
ATYTs for time.
Yeah.
No.
You could do anything 4 times.
There's a lot of movements. There's a lot of
movements
movements that are great training movements and bad for time or competition.
Well, you
For
know what I thought about
example-
too with the bands is when we were in Colorado,
Kettlebells.
Bird had that red band,
Push-ups.
which I mean maybe like
Trick
it's silly,
pull-ups.
but he would warm up with every morning.
Who?
Bird. He would just do like
yeah.
banded pull aparts.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about like I guess like pulling a bow, like shoulder
Well,
out is pretty
I
important.
just did that. We posted a video yesterday of my kind of shoulder prep before I
I made
shoot.
the video, Rich. I know. I'm just talking about like the red, the
I'm going to
set
surmise
from
that I'm going
Rogue.
to kick your ass, but go ahead.
Yeah,
All right.
that's
Cool.
all I got.
All right.
We need to do a fantasy list.
Fantasy list? we
Yeah,
can do a fantasy
at some
cast.
point.
We need to do a fantasy draft. Like
Oh, like you get to pick.
you, like
But
we
what
all
if
have
it's off
5
the,
picks.
if it's off the board?
How do you decide who wins,
No,
though?
That's too like we've already
No,
done.
not
like,
on the board.
there's just no benefit to it.
Why? So,
already
it's so
done it.
interesting.
We've already done it.
No. Fantasy list. Like you go on Rogue and you are like building the best Jimmy possibly could build. And when I choose something, like you guys can't use it. You don't like that?
No.
I, have
Oh,
something to say.
I love those videos.
I would. I mean, I'd be fine if like you had $5,000 and you have to build the most optimal gym. I'd be fine with
I've already
something
done
like
it.
that. But we've kind of just
Kinda
did
just did that.
So I would do next. I would do. Hey, I've got an unlimited budget, or like $10,000. Say
yeah.
no.
It has to be unlimited because I think
I can use $10,000.
I think my top
quick on
item
there.
is like 8,000.
Yeah, the Stairmaster.
Yeah.
$8,000.
No, I don't know what it
Really
actually is.
expensive?
I don't know what, but
Yeah, let's
they're,
do that next. That'll be fun.
they're pricey.
Doing just whatever you want to do. All right.
Hey,
Hey, yeah, let us know what videos you guys want to see. Let us know if you like this kind of style. Tell us what you'd want to see us do next. Because it is off season for hunting stuff, so we want to get some content out there. Just things that we've done in the past and learned, and let us know. What else? Did you say you want something to say?
Yeah, I would value the opinion of somebody who, because we're like more CrossFit based, like somebody like David Curtis,
Mm-hmm.
who like he's always been like a hunter, right?
Yeah.
Like he was never like a CrossFitter and then a hunter. Is that right?
No.
No?
I think he was
I'm
CrossFitter
just
before he was
saying
a
though,
hunter.
I'd value somebody's
Oh,
opinion
really?
like that who's trying to build out like a budget friendly gym.
I mean,
That's
I
all.
think this is. I think we believe.
I'd like for him to actually pick who had the best list.
Oh, well, how about you guys let us know who had the best list?
Yeah.
His garage is pretty similar to what
Pretty
we
s-
described.
Yeah, almost identical. He's got
Yeah.
a bike erg and stuff in there. So
Hey,
Yeah.
if you had to vote for somebody's list, not your own, whose list would you be voting for?
That's a
I'd
good
probably
question.
I'd
I
probably
don't-
vote for Rich's list. I think I actually think I like his list more than.
This is
I
how
would-
Angelo stays on the podcast.
I would vote
Hey, Rich, your list was the
mostly because of the jerry cans.
I
Because
think,
you can clean them.
I think our three are pretty close-ish, and I would move some stuff around. We had it pretty close, other than barbell and stuff. Your
Yeah.
list sucked. I'm
Hey,
just
you
kidding.
guys talked
You just
amongst
didn't-
yourself.
No, we didn't.
No, we
You
did.
did.
We
did.
we
did.
tried
No, we
to. No,
didn't.
we put up a wall.
We specifically,
We specifically
did not.
didn't want. You just didn't put any thought into it. You did your homework last night. You're the
I
kid
did.
that like.
I did. I had somebody check my work too. I had my
Uh,
dad check I had Alex check my work.
Yeah,
he goes,
no,
yeah.
I
He
did.
goes, that's what I would
did
do.
this on as soon as we talked. Granted, I was in the car for 4 hours, so I had some time. I was listening to Long Hunters. We were on the way to the race, and I sat there and did it by myself. But I also had a pretty good idea. What I
I'd
thought.
pick between Rich or Ben, I would say, if I had to choose not my own.
I think ours were pretty.
What makes
darn
mine so
close.
bad? The
Just the
kettlebell?
minus-
Is it the kettlebell that got me?
No,
the
it was
rings,
the
the
pull-up
kettlebell,
bar,
the pull-up
the
bar,
double-
and the
the
ring.
double
rings,
pull-up bar.
rig.
the double pull-up bar. Yeah, I think mine and Ben's were pretty close.
You just
minus
wasted a
the
lot of
jerry
items.
cans.
I
You
did
just-
waste
we
a
had,
lot of items.
Like,
What did I have
Kettlebell's
that you
one of
didn't have besides the jerry cans?
I think you had the
Med ball.
bench. You had the bench and the med ball on your
Oh, yeah.
list. But other than that, we were pretty close. And I like Scott's list a lot. I just wouldn't put a barbell and plates on there because of if we're like worried about price and versatility of equipment, that's it. I
That
don't
was the only
love
difference
my
for us.
jerry cans where they're at. I just really like the jerry can carry. Like I could see the argument that you could just use your dumbbells.
I
to
like
do
the
it. But I
idea
had
of
the
like having
70s and
a
50s.
gym that has like sandbags everywhere and there's not a barbell
Yeah.
inside. Like that's
Yeah.
kind of cool.
I do like I like having a 50. I think I would have 50s and 75s, or 50s
wanna
and
go to
70s on my dumbbells.
I want to go to the gym right now and clean a sandbag for these guys. Clean a jerry can so bad.
I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm saying it's not
Nobody said.
the optimal use for
No,
the
I agree. I would agree with that. It's not optimal.
I just think if you're gonna have jerry
I'd
cans,
argue it's just like a big. It's
No, here's what you're arguing. So you have a sandbag in your gym and you have a jerry bag in your
Yeah.
gym. Like I said, you have forks and spoons. Which are you going to
No,
choose to eat soup with?
No, it's like I write a workout and it has 100 sandbag cleans, or someone writes a workout and it has 100 sandbag cleans in it. I'm like, well, I'm not strong enough to do 100 sandbag cleans to 150. I'm going to use my 70. or
This is the stupidest argument I've ever heard from anyone that's ever known anything about fitness or gym building.
Or there's a workout. Let's see, there's 3 separate workouts in a week. Let's just take Monday, for example. This workout has 20 sandbag squats in total. Okay, I'm going to use my 150. On Wednesday, this workout also has sandbags, but now it's 50 reps or 60 reps. I'm going to use my jerry can. And then on Friday, I do another sandbag squat workout, and this has 100 reps.
Hey, while we're at it, I'm going to buy a Husafel bag just in case I want to do carries. But actually, I can clean that too if I need to.
The hard part is I already had strongman sandbags before it. I just like the jerry cans. I have a.
it does make sense for you with like the sweat factor and like the cloth.
Hey,
like,
I'm
I
not
can get behind
disagreeing that they're a good item to have. I'm not going to use them for cleans.
No, my
That's
biggest
all I'm
problem
saying.
now.
You're going to use it for cleans, you're going to like it.
my biggest problem now though is that you put a ruck or you put the feed sack with the jerry cans and the sandbag. I just feel like you don't need the rucksack. Or I mean the
Hey, Ben, I
feed sack.
don't want to hear from you. You're the one who wanted to take sand out of your sandbag every time you want to do something else.
I'm saying you could do it
you have a cup next to
I think
and
that's a better
bucket
argument,
you
though,
dig in the sand.
than what you were just saying. I just do.
I just like the idea of watching you, thinking of you in your driveway, scooping sand out of the sandbag to do a workout.
If you know me,
and
it's
20 minutes
100%
later, you scoop it
That
back
is something
in.
I would do.
Oh, that's it.
Man, that's good stuff.
All right, let's go.
I just
clean
went
some
program
jerry
workout
cans.
where I had to do that though, to be honest.
Can we make him clean jerry cans, Rich?
Yeah, we can go do that right
Oh,
now.
I'm cleaning.
I'll try it.
I want
I'm gonna
100
clean
for
it.
time out of you.
The only problem is I don't know if they'll like bust open, because they are pretty heavily filled.
Touch and go. You have to touch and go. Exclusively touch and go.
No, we have to
No,
see
hand
if they'll
clean.
bust open because you can clean with them, remember? 100 times in a week.
Yeah, that's what you said.
You guys are so up in ours. Man. I love it.
I think we're done.
You done here?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, let us know. Let us know what you want us to talk about. Let us know who had the best list. Just go ahead and light us up, Tell us what we did wrong.
Yeah, light me up. I know my list sucked.